So this week here we are back inside of Bitwig 6. As you can see, I've updated finally. We're going to do a sound design video today, so we're going to be using Vital to do this. So let's get right into it. So here we have Vital. What we're going to do is we're going to start off by going to basic shapes. We're going to do this in oscillator 1 and 2. We're going to select basic shapes, and we're also going to do that in oscillator 3. The next thing we want to do is just come along here and turn these all down to 0. So our phase is on 0. Starting point always starts at the same place, not randomly. We then want to go and select a shape here. We're going to go with the triangle here and here. And then we're going to go and we're going to turn the level down of oscillator 1 and 2 to 0. Now the reason we're going to do this is because we're going to control these with an LFO. And we're also going to do the same on the oscillator 3. Oscillator 3 is going to be our sub. So at the moment we kind of get, well, we don't get anything because I'll turn the volumes down. I'll just turn them up quickly again. Kind of got this sound, which is a bit sort of horrible. What I want to do is go down an octave. So I'm going to press shift and go down one. And then here I'm going to press shift and go up one. But I'm also going to go up by 7 notes here. This is going to give us this sound. So we get that kind of classic-y sort of detuned sound. So that's the first step of getting towards this sound. Now let's turn these levels back down. Like I mentioned, we're going to use an oscillator to control these. So in order to do that, let's set up an LFO over here. So this is going to be our controller of this. This is going to be our modulation. I think I said oscillator before, I meant modulation. This is going to be our modulator, and we're going to use this to control quite a lot of the movement in this sound. So you want a shape something like this, okay? And once you've got this shape, I would go ahead and save it. Right click on here, save LFOs, and then name it. This is an old one that I've done. Saves you a lot of time having to go through and draw something like this if you've already done it before. So we're going to use this type of shape. The other thing I want to do is just make sure it's on one bar. It should be on trigger mode. Now we can start to control a few of these things. So let's control this. So we now get, that's the first part. We then want to control the sub as well. So like that. This sub can also come down an octave. So shift and down. Forgot to do that. There we go, that's better. And then what we can do next is we can switch on FM here. So we're going to FM from 2. So we're going to use the FM dial here and control it with this. I might actually start it already. Around there somewhere, and then we'll control how far this goes. Around there somewhere will do. Okay, the next thing we want to do is add some noise on top of this as well. So let's take the white noise. We'll go up 7 as well in pitch, and we'll control this level once again here. Now we need to set a decent level. Okay, something like that will do for the moment. We can adjust this in a minute once we run it through a distortion, which is what we're going to do briefly in a minute. But before we do that, I want to set up one more LFO here, which is going to be like this, and this is going to go to our coarse pitch, and we're going to go actually to the FM carrier here. So I'm going to drag this over onto here. So you can see it's obviously a little bit slow. Something like that. So that's giving us a nice little kind of knock to the sound. Now, turn the smooth down on here and here as well, actually. Okay, now let's go into the effects. And this is where most of the magic's going to happen in here. So first let's start off with the distortion. Once again we'll control that, I think, with this here. Quite subtle, but something there. Next thing I want to do is add a compressor after this as well. Equalizer, let's just play with the top end here. So let's add one of these to the gain here. Now remember, we can come back in and can play around with this. We could also play around with the FM. Okay, around about there somewhere. We could also add a little bit of reverb onto this as well. So let's just remove some of these lows here. We could set up another random kind of LFO here as well. We could do something like this sort of thing, and just up here, so to speak, here somewhere. Just down a bit there. Actually, you don't really need that there. Do something like this, something like that. We put it on 1/4 as well, and then we'll just drag this to the mix here. Let's come into the pitch. Grab a bit more volume. We could also make sure this is just one voice. Make sure it's on legato so we don't get any clashing notes. Okay, and we end up with something like that. So this is the kind of sound we're going for. We could also try and maybe add some macros, so we could add a few changes as this goes along. So some things you might want to add macros to, for example, are like the FM here. Make sure if you want to go both ways, you can. So you could go into the macro, make it go both ways like that. Make sure if you're going to do that, though, that you do turn the macro up to 5 on here, so that it plays from the first position. You could go into the effects here and add this also to the drive here. get that kind of nice laddery filter style vibe to it. But also add this to the pitch here as well. And we get. So this is changing the way the FM reacts, so we get a more higher pitch sound the higher up we go. So this is something else we can do. And you could add a few more different macros. There's some things you could consider adding some filters to this as well. Try different filter types as well. You might find like if you come in here, you could add like a filter, and we could try, for example, a comb filter. So you can get some different vibes with that filter as well, so you could leave that there as an option to have it on or off. You could also actually just use, if you wanted the mix here, to turn it on and off using a macro like that. Then you can have it on. There we go. Cool. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this was useful. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you all on the next one.